In the import of rice in 2 years as the Jospon Group partners investors from Thailand to establish rice farms in all 16 regions of Ghana. The partnership will also witness the establishment of rice milling plants and an organic fertilizer hub to feed the industry. The value of rice imports rose from 151 million US dollars and at a Jubilee House to announce the partnership, the Chief Executive Officer of Jospon Groups, Joseph Siao Japan, said venturing into rice production needed skills and technical knowledge to increase yields. That's the need to woo investors for the right experience and mechanical assets into Ghana.
To exit through the assistant of Dr. Sita that the equipment that we want to purchase from them, how do we get the financing? Your Excellency, it might interest you to know that they are ready to give us a facility of about $160 million. And so, as we speak now, Dr. Sita brought 20 Thailand guys, people here with manufacturers that are going to facilitate it to help out. This morning, we met the Minister of Finance and is ready to support with any kind of form of assistance to do that. Then we have a business forum in Thailand, and then we establish a company called Asian African Corporation that will facilitate all these logistics and the personnel that are coming here to support us. And then we sign MOUs with companies there, and then they have come down. Now, what we have done since we came from 26 November, we've met where our idea is that the whole country, we are going to grow rice. So from the northern to the southern part. So we are developing 16 teams. So 16 Thailand teams to work with the growers and farmers to grow. And within 2 years, we will stop importing rice. So we have met the stakeholders, and then we have engaged them and discussed with them that the available lands that are ready, we'll look at it and see. Then we visited farms. Some of the Thailand guys have visited the existing farms, and then some of them have visited rice mills also to ascertain the situation there and then to get it up. Then we've met all these association groups. We've met all of them from Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Trade, every GIZ and all the other people. We've met all of them to discuss how best we can form a consortium, because this is not an individual company's objective, it's a national issue. And then we've also visited institutions, KNUST, Legon, agri colleges, also to have a discussion with them how best we'll be able to deal with them. And Dr. Sicha has arranged that 20 of them will be going to Thailand March to go and also train there. So while the farmers are here from Thailand, students are also going there to learn, and then we will all sponsor the whole thing up, and then we'll come and impact the country. Then these are the bankers. Absa, Zenith, GT Bank have promised to give guarantee to the financing so that it will bring the equipment here. About 100 let's say harvesters, tractors, and all the implements. Because the timing is that within 2 years we must stop importing rice. Currently we are importing about $800 million to $1 billion. We want to stop it within 2 years. The farmers that have come here that import, some of them are staying 6 months. So the next planting season from March, April, they'll be planting with the local people.
And to have so many arable lands, water, and favorable weather conditions, yet continue to import over $2 billion worth of rice. He declared government support for the project.
That is about the possibility of the partnership and the collaboration that we will develop with you and investors from Thailand. It's our big issue now in our country, how we develop our own self-sufficiency and food security. We spend a lot of our money importing foodstuffs into Ghana, and it's been going on for too long. I think that now is the time that we are going to have to make these systematic efforts to be self-sufficient and depend on ourselves for the things that we eat. Countries like yours and others have done it, and if you've done it, others can also follow and emulate your example. And I'm excited by the idea of getting into bed with people who are known to have succeeded in doing what we are now going to try to do. Dr. Japan has already talked about the amounts of monies we spend. I think we import half of our needs. So it's 1.2 million tons is what we overall. is destined for the Ghana market, of which 600,000 is imported. We should be able to do something about it. And I'm particularly encouraged that in so doing, we will also be hopefully moving towards assisted fertilizers, which is better for our soil, which is better for our pocket, and generally is environmentally very much more conducive and friendly than what we have been using up till today. And if we're able to develop that here in Ghana, it will mean that in a future Ukraine, we wouldn't have to worry ourselves too much and be so dependent on others. So you're very welcome. And I'm hoping that the days that you're spending here, that we can have some concrete understandings and arrangements with the various stakeholders in our industry, so that when you go back, there's a whole roadmap of how we're going to develop this relationship. We want to be able to work very closely with you to achieve our common goals.
Right on your screens, Ghana spends an estimated total of 6.874 billion on the importation of rice between 2017 and 2020. In 2020 alone, Ghana imported $391 million worth of rice, with rice being the third highest imported good only before petroleum products and cars. This is equivalent to 950,000 tons of rice. Those are the figures. Local rice production is in the range of 302,000 metric tons and 987,000 metric tons. That's 181,000 to 62,000 metric tons of milled rice, with large annual fluctuations. Now, the total rice consumption in 2020 amounted to about 1,450,000 metric tons, which is equivalent to per capita consumption of about 45.0 kilogram per annum. So look at these figures, and then you would realize that this partnership may bring a lot of relief. The government has a goal of making Ghana a self-sufficient rice producing country in 2024 by ensuring the sustainability and comprehensive development of rice crop. And now, talking about the latest arrangement between Jospon Group and Thailand to shore up Ghana's rice production, former Deputy Minister of Agriculture Abraham Juma Odum is raising some red flags. He's also spearheaded the Nigerian rice revolution. You remember that. You'll be joining us for that conversation. But right now, we have the president of the Ghana Rice Producers Association, Aneje Aye. He's also joining us via Zoom for more. I'm grateful for your time, Nana Aye. Hello, Nana.
Hello, thank you very much.
Great. So this must definitely come as a relief. How does this partnership come across to you?
Well, good morning to all. And what can I say? If you look at the idea, you look at what is happening in the rice sector in Ghana, why will you say no to such a project? I've had a conversation with the Jospon Group, and to be honest with you, my concerns are limited now because we haven't gotten the details yet. But with what he is saying now, he's just going to enhance the current programs that we have in Ghana. This is a very huge undertaking. And the only thing we can say is to support. If I have my doubts or if I have anything, I'm just going to keep it to myself, because you need to give everybody an opportunity and the chance to sell their ideas. So why should I have a position of creating doubt and raising some red flags? And I have no reason to do that. We, the farmers, I'm a farmer myself. I farm cocoa and rice. And currently, from what the gentleman has presented, we are supportive of such a program.
Let's look at the deficit we have in terms of rice production and what difference this could make.
Yes, if you look at the deficit, I live along the Tema motorway. Sometimes in the morning when I'm getting to town and I see articulated trucks of rice heading from the port to the warehouses in Ghana. To be honest with you, I get a little bit sad and a little frustrated. I'm always looking at when that trend will change so that we can also be exporting. If you look at the deficit that we have currently, it's huge. So if somebody has an idea to curtail or stop gradually the importation of rice, I think we need to support it.
There are already concerns that the five people with whom we're having this partnership may have an upper hand and, for that matter, may benefit more than us. I know you haven't seen the contract yet or the MOU yet, but what do you think?
Who are the five people you are talking about?
The Thailand, I mean, those from
Oh,
Thailand.
the Thai. Okay. I didn't hear you well.
Yes.
How are they going to have an upper hand? From the information that we have, they are here to work with our farmers and our millers. I don't know anything behind what I have just said. What I am going to wait is to see the detail when they start working and we see that there's something that we need to correct or advise or talk about, we will do that. But currently, why should I have any doubt? Because the gentleman hasn't brought his detailed program to us as yet. So let's wait and see what he has. But initially, if you're a rice farmer and you are in the industry like I am, such a move is a good one.
Well, the president has given his endorsement to this partnership. But for you, as a president of the Rice Producers Association, what are your expectations as far as this partnership is concerned?
Well, my expectation for this program is that the gentleman is going to engage the current farmers here. When we farm, you see, if you look along the value chain, we fall short in all the areas. So, as a farmer, I want to be able to farm twice in a year. So, if this program is coming to allow me to do twice in a year, because don't forget, rice is just about 3 months, then your crop is ready to be harvested. So, if this program is going to allow me to harvest 2 times in a year, it's going to allow me to sell my produce. It's going to develop my fields for me. Why not? I am expecting this program to do all that so that at the end of the day, I can make some money to feed my family.
Right. So we've been joined by former Agric Minister, Ms. Abraham Juma Odum, who's raising. So I'll have you hold on for me, Nana Aye. Let me bring in Ms. Abraham Odum on this one. He has challenges with the partnership, and he feels that the Thais may have an upper hand over us, and therefore they may benefit the mom. So, Odum, what exactly are your challenges?
I'm sorry, I'm not a former Minister of Agric. I was a former deputy minister of government.
Thanks for the correction, sir.
And then a former deputy minister for health.
Definitely, and I know you played a key role.
I work with Kufuor Foundation as a policy advisor.
Right.
In the Competitive African Rice Initiative.
Great. So, what exactly are your challenges with this partnership?
One, I think Nanaya is there. He knows that ECOWAS have started a program, which program ECOWAS is targeting that all the West African countries will win themselves out of importation of rice. That is number one. Number two, we all saw what happened, the challenges that we went through when there was COVID, and challenges that we have gone through under Ukraine. And the challenges that we are going through in the dollar escalation. So that if local people have been able to sustain and come to a level that Bank of Ghana have been able to say that we are not going to support importation of rice, then one would think that we will take this advantage to develop our local partners to a level that we think must go. Nigeria have done it. They didn't go to import people. Let us also even go into our history. We were here when the Malaysians came here with their group to come and learn how to do oil palm. They didn't troop our people over there. They came to do study here and then send the technology there. And now they are doing amazing things with oil palm. We were here when, in Nkrumah's time, we had Falco. And Falco now is sitting there like a white elephant. So my view, my candid opinion, is that as Nanaya himself is saying, we have potential people here. Why don't we look inside here so that we will have a homegrown solution? Because I am afraid Thailand people who are coming, don't forget, Nigeria and Ghana were importing from them. So as they are coming here, if per chance or per any other thing, they don't help us, but rather derail us so that we will go back to them to import. That is my fear and my worry. Because opportunities of this nature come but one. And Kwame Nkrumah said when he was quoting Shakespeare, there comes a moment in one's time, very difficult to discern, but very fatal to let it slip. Ghana is having a moment of right development. And then if we are not careful and we miss it, we are going to be in the downroad. That is really my challenge with the project. Zoom Lion, fantastic. He is a businessman. He is not much into the rice industry. Has Zoom Lion looked for people in Ghana? Have Zoom Lion looked for people in Ghana who could help him? Because the Thais, they are just like us. When I was in Nigeria, I visited Thailand. They don't have the land that we have. They don't have that land. They don't have that luxury. We have a luxury. Nanadia, he knows it. Central region alone can produce all the rice that we need. And currently, we've started a Korea. They brought only few people to help Central region to develop their rice industry. So my challenge and my fear that people will come in, do it, and at the end of the day, the repatriation of profit alone can put so much pressure on our local, our local currency. That is my fear. And I believe now we have what it takes to do it. We have a lot of research people. The other day, Nanaya himself is aware. Professor Hans Edu, they are all there. They are ready at Academy of Arts and Science. There are a lot of experienced professors and doctors who are ready to help Ghana come out. We have people like John Manfo, who work with African rice. The man is sitting here in Ghana. He was in African rice for almost 12 years. He's here in Ghana. Can't we tap on the experience of such people to do our homegrown rice? Because at the end of the day, whatever those people are bringing down here, I believe we have men and women who are capable of doing it here. That is my concern.
Mr. Odum, I agree, and I'm happy that you mentioned that there was a time when we had to go to other countries to learn how they do things and come back. And that, those people didn't ask Ghanaians to come there, but they came to learn from us just to go and better theirs. The Thais are known for their expertise in rice production. The finishing, the refinery, they're known for that. And that's why we import a lot of rice from Thailand. Don't you think this is like an expertise that we could benefit by tapping in?
Okay, so that the point I'm making if our brother Zoom line is ready for that kind of development, he can pick people in Ghana here. It can be young graduates to go and understudy like the Malaysians did. Like the Malaysians did. I remember, for instance, between Zoom line, he knows it. Before he started Zoom line, I have started a similar thing at Chukwupraso. It was what he used, what he went to learn, and then started Zoom line. And he knows it between me and him. He knows it. And he didn't go to any other place to learn that one. It was a homegrown solution. So my thinking is that Zoom line can pick some of these our young guys. We have a lot of them coming out. Take them to China to go and learn. After all, when China wanted to develop to the level that they are now, I tell you, madam, I've been to China several times, and I keep on asking them their secret. They said those were the days they would send about 50 or 60 of their students to Oxford, to Harvard, to go and learn. And then they had an agreement with them. When you finish, you are bonded to come back to China to work. So if now China has what they are doing now, it was because of a deliberate policy of getting their youth, into expertise. And that is what they are doing. So I think that it's not a matter of trooping or two people can come. But then he must also see to it that we have people here who are capable of doing that could help him achieve what he wants to achieve.
Nanaye, you heard what Mr. Abraham Jumaudum said, and the fact that we have people in Ghana who can actually do the job. We didn't need the five to come.
He's a rice miller and a farmer. He's a rice miller and a farmer.
Nanaye, do you have the capacity to actually? Hello, Nanaye.
I appreciate. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Good. I appreciate Mr. Odum's concern. Don't forget, he's a good friend of mine. We are from the central region. We've done a lot of work on rice together, so I know where he's coming from. You see, the difference here is that, before I answer your question, I want to touch base on Mr. Odum's concerns a little bit.
Go ahead.
The difference here is that I think I will advise him to hold on. In terms of capacity, currently, what we are doing here, if we are going to do the same thing, I don't think we'll be able to meet the supplies. This group coming are going to work with people like Mr. Odum, Mr. Marfo, that he's mentioned, and Professor Hans. I know all these people. So we should all be patient a little bit. Let's look at the details that will come out. If the details are things that is so good,